All I can tell you is that, it is time for him and his career to go see if he can latch on with a team, whether it be the Giants or the Patriots or the Green Bay Packers or the Seattle Seahawks or the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Good teams.
Good teams that have a legitimate chance. And I hope he goes, and wherever he goes, there's a strong quarterback presence there so he could just be a player. He doesn't have to be a locker room lawyer, doesn't have to be a mentor to younger players and all that other stuff. As much as he may want that, I think what he needs now is to go and enjoy the playoffs. And I will say that his Instagram post was exactly who Brandon is. That's who Brandon has turned into. He's turned into a man. He's done a lot of good things here the last few years, and he was a good Jet, if not a great Jet the first year. The second year really was out of his control. Yeah. It wasn't his problem. But at the end of the day, it's a classy move by him. The Instagram post, if you haven't seen it yet, just Google it and you'll see it.
He thanked everybody.
Pretty much thanked everybody except for CeeLo here at WFAN. But other than that, there's no reason to thank me because I still work with him at Showtime.
No, there's no guarantee he's coming back to Showtime.
Yeah, but if he doesn't come back to Showtime, then he'll write an Instagram post thanking me.
I don't think so, Boom. I think you were forgotten there. I think you were left out there.
But I think he said everything.
A couple other things on this Jet thing.
And then I was reading some of the responses to it from Jet fans. Really, Jet fans loved him, and Jet fans, look, it doesn't normally happen this way. But it happened this way. Kind of like Chris Long up with the Patriots. The same kind of thing. These guys are going to try to catch on, go somewhere else, and hopefully, like Chris Long, win a Super Bowl. Hopefully for Brandon Marshall, he'll be able to do that and say the same thing.
Look, he's going to be on a good team next year for sure because it's the last contract he's ever going to sign, and he's not going to sign with a team that doesn't have a shot. So the money almost becomes second to that, although he'll still make millions of dollars. There's no way Brandon Marshall goes to the Cleveland Browns, for example. He's going to go to a playoff caliber team, period, stop. So there's no Jets left. I got no problem with that. Here's what I do have a problem with. I got a problem, and I don't care if Todd Bowles says we're not rebuilding. We already did.
What do you want him to say? He's the head coach.
I just said I got no problem with that.
But you're acting like you do have a problem with that.
I was listening to Moose a little bit today.
You are?
Yeah, a little bit. What
did Moose have to say?
Well, I guess he read it from the paper today, and Manish Mehta, who's, which I don't even want to call attention to it because it's so mind-bogglingly stupid.
Then what are you doing then?
But then Moose talked about it, and I feel like I have a responsibility to listeners of this radio station.
To clean it up?
To counter crap.
You got to clean it up now?
Yeah. The notion that anybody has, and frankly, no one should have this notion, that Todd Bowles deserves and should get a contract extension, should just shut up. With all due respect. I mean, he's done nothing to deserve it. There's no reason to give it to him. There's no concept here of, he's lame duck so the guys won't listen. You're going to have an extraordinarily young football team, inexperienced at a lot of positions, not knowing what free agents they bring in here. God knows who the quarterback's going to be. The Jets have nobody of any real talent other than David Harris, maybe Lee, and Williams coming back. There's nobody that I'm going to, tell my kids, I can't wait to see Quincy Enunwa play, and he might become very good. The Jets are a big unknown. Todd Bowles had an incompetent, unacceptable, pathetic year as a head coach from inside the locker room to on the field. Look at the Monday Night Colts game. They lost the team. They gave up. They quit on him. Look inside the locker room. The infighting was disgusting. So the notion that he should be extended is a joke. He's got 1 year to earn everything back. And if they go 3-13, he's gone. Period. Stop.
All right, well, you're the Jet fan. I mean, I kind of hear where you're coming from, and I'm not going to sit here and say that I totally disagree with you. I would not give him an extension either, because given what he's going to be dealing with this coming year,
be tough.
Yeah, but here's the deal. I want to see how he can coach this team and get it to 8 wins minimum. Just show me how you can get it to 8 wins minimum, and that means you know what you're doing. You means the coaching staff knows what they're doing.
I would agree with that. If 8-8 would be not knowing who they bring in there, would be a small victory.
I don't know what's going on yet. I don't know what they're going to do, how much money they're going to spend. They have a lot of money to spend. They have high draft picks. So I just want to see what the team looks like before the team hits the field and before I give a guy a contract extension.
Sure. Yep.
The reason I would give a guy a contract extension was because I'd be afraid that somebody else would sign him away from me. And I don't think that's the case right now.
No, there's no fear in that. And listen, he's lucky he came back for year 3 after what happened last year. So this is the Todd Bowles career year. I agree with you. Not knowing what they do in the draft to free agency right now, if he can somehow...
a lot of Jet fans would tell you, we want to tank next year because we want to get that quarterback from USC, assuming that kid comes out and plays.
I hate conceptually. I can't sign up for that.
How much have we heard?
You heard it a lot, and there's guys out there that say,
I'm not advocating that.
Well, the notion is, if we know we're not going to win a Super Bowl anyway, why not set ourselves up? And I get the concept of it. I'm never signing up for that.
But know that,
because especially, how am I going to sign up for tanking a season that's still 6-7 months away?
Here's the point: you're not going to sign up for it, and neither are the coaching staff, and neither is Mike McCagnon. They're not signing up for tanking. Nobody is. Those guys are competitors. They want to win. So now you're going to find out, and I don't think they're done. I think Sheldon Richardson's going to go.
He'll be traded for sure.
I can't imagine bringing him back. Although, without Brandon Marshall, maybe he has a different way about him or something. But remember, he's still one mistake away from a significant suspension.
Right.
So I would just, my thing is I would, if I could, try to move him. But I don't know if they will now because they basically have cut their roster in half almost.
Yeah, I mean, you got about $40 million, just under $40 million now.
Think about that for a second.
Who knows what to do with Eric Decker? And who knows what to do with Sheldon Richardson?
I don't think you need to do anything with Eric Decker.
No, but by the way, I know Eric Decker's got a great contract here.
But if he's healthy, he's not making that much money, and he's a quality wide receiver.
I'm a big fan of Eric Decker's. I can see Eric Decker saying, "Guys, what are we doing here?" Now, granted, he's coming off a year in which he didn't play, so he doesn't have the same kind of platform to bitch about anything. Not that he would bitch about it. I think he's very happy being here. That being said, if I'm a veteran player and I'm like Brandon Marshall and I'm taking stock in my career and I know that there's a market for me if I were available.
I told you that back at the Super Bowl.
Well, what's that?
What you're saying about Brandon Marshall.
I was in lockstep with you from Jump Street. He wasn't coming back. I got him going to the Giants for 6 months now.